So in case you haven't heard, maybe you've been under a rock, arch enemy and vocalist Alissa White-Gluz have officially split. Now look, this wasn't some messy Nightwish level kind of drama. The statements from both sides were pretty standard, pretty amicable. The band said they were thankful for the time and music that we've shared and wish her all the best, adding, "Wherever there is an ending, there's also a beginning. See you in 2026. Now Alissa echoed that, thanking her beastlings, the fans that she brought into the fold, and teasing big surprises in store for 2026 as well. But here's the thing. This is a huge moment for Arch Enemy. Alissa was the voice of the band for 11 years, man, I guess. 12 years now, at least. Since 2014. And she recorded 4 great studio albums with them, from the massively successful War Eternal to Will to Power, Deceivers, and their most recent Blood Dynasty. She was the one who helped cement their commercial success and brought them to a new generation. Hands down. Now for Michael Amott and the guys to be starting over again right as they were wrapping up a touring cycle, I mean, that's a power move. But it makes you ask, why now? If you're looking for the why, you probably found it mere hours after the split was announced. Alissa White-Gluz didn't waste any time. She didn't mourn the split. She immediately launched her solo career, just like that. Okay, we got the first single, The Room Where She Died, along with its video, literally just hours after the announcement dropped. And I have to say, it sounds like the material she's been holding inside for over a decade. This isn't just Arch Enemy with clean vocals mixed in. This is cinematic. It's haunting. It's deeply personal. She took creative control, writing the script for the video and composing all the vocal parts. She said herself, she's excited to finally let my solo work stand on its own. Now, when a vocalist spends 11 years fronting a band that is essentially a musical dictatorship, and I say that with complete respect to Michael Amott, who's been on this very show before, they have to stick to a certain formula. Arch Enemy is Michael Amott's vision. And the fact is, the band's sound, while crushing, has become formulaic for a lot of longtime fans. Alissa is a versatile singer who can growl, sing opera, and hit these powerful, clean notes. It seems pretty clear that she's reached a point where she needed to use her whole arsenal, something the core death metal sound of Arch Enemy wasn't allowing her to do anymore. Now, this solo album is your creative liberation, and honestly, it sounds like a massive artistic swing. All right, but let's get to the elephant in the mosh pit, okay? The instant the news broke, social media lit up with a single massive plea. We want Angela back. Okay, for certain generations of fans, Angela Gossow is the definitive voice of Arch Enemy. I mean, her time in the band, from Wages of Sin to Chaos Legions, and by the way, Wages of Sin is just a perfect melodic death metal album. It solidified their status as pioneers and proved that extreme metal didn't need a guy behind the mic. The energy was electric, the image was iconic. I mean, Angela's gutturals were just awesome. I mean, from the bowels of hell, man. And it just sounded so great. And yes, there was some side chatter about original vocalist Johan Leva, returning to reignite that pure Swedish death metal sound. But let's be realistic. The real hope, the real headline is about Angela. And Johan said that he's not interested in returning. He was actually a big fan of Alissa fronting the band, and he's kind of bummed out that things didn't work out. So let's inject a dose of loaded radio reality into this fan fantasy, okay? Here we go. Is Angela Gossow coming back to the stage? Well, I'm going to say almost certainly no. When Angela stepped down in 2014, it wasn't a sudden rage quit. Michael Amott has gone on record saying they saw it coming. She wanted to step back from the grind of touring and focus on management and family. And that's exactly what she did. For the last decade, she hasn't just been the former singer. She's been the highly effective, highly respected manager for Arch Enemy. Think about that. She's the one handling the business, the money, the logistics, the manager returning to become the talent that is a highly unlikely scenario in the world of professional metal. She successfully moved into a role that gave her freedom, stability, and high influence without the exhausting physical and emotional toll of being on the road for months on end. She literally handpicked Alissa to take over because she was ready to close that chapter. Unless she has a sudden seismic change of heart, which is always possible, The Angela Gossow stage return is a beautiful but unrealistic dream. So, if Alissa is out and Angela is busy counting their money, where does that leave Arch Enemy? Well, Michael Amott is back at a do-or-die moment similar to when Angela left back in 2014. They promised we'll see them in 2026, meaning they're working on something major. They need someone who can carry the sound established over the last 2 decades, someone with a powerful scream and an incredible stage presence. They need to find a new vocalist who won't just keep the lights on, but who can re-energize a band that some fans felt was getting a little complacent. This is a massive opportunity for an emerging talent to step into one of the biggest roles in melodic death metal. Now, who is that person? We've got some names floating around the office, but that's a conversation for another time. The bottom line is that 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for both halves of this split. Alissa White-Gluz is finally standing on her own, making the music she needs to make, and Arch Enemy is scrambling for a new voice. So tell us what you think in the comments. How do you feel about Alissa's solo track, The Rumor She Died? And more importantly, if you could pick anyone in the world to be the next vocalist for Arch Enemy, who is it? Let us know, because we're curious. And again, I'm just going to add this at the very end. You never know. I mean, stranger things have happened, but we could possibly maybe see Angela return. I mean, maybe at least for an interim period or something. That would be very, very cool.